Hey guys, welcome to the MagFed Ranch Paintball channel, and today I'm going to be doing a tabletop review of the Hawke XB fixed magnification crossbow scope. But before I get into it guys, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share, and comment. Alright guys, this is a very, this is almost a near perfect crossbow scope for our MagFed markers. But of course, within a certain context of build, okay guys? But before I get into it guys, I'm going to go over the packaging as always. One thing I really love about all the Hawke scopes, they come in really nice packaging. For their price, they're actually very, value oriented in my mind. I'm going to go into the price of this scope real quick because I think this is going to be a winner for a lot of you out there in terms of price. But the Hawke, they always comes in really nice packaging, these white boxes as you see here. It has all the foam like inserts, it's obviously covered in plastic. In essence, they ship it so that way it's not gonna, potentially come damaged. Comes with a set of instructions, and of course it comes with a cleaning or wiping cloth, okay guys? But yeah, I mean, compared to some of the other scopes, I think it looks really nice. Especially the Killer Instinct. That one came in not too nice with packaging, guys. Now, the specs on the box says that this is a fixed magnification scope, as like I was mentioning you guys earlier. It's a 3x, so 3 by 32, and so obviously the 32 is the objective lens, guys, and it's a 1-inch tube scope, okay? It has half MOA of adjustments for elevation and windage. It has really nice caps. I really like the Hawke caps that it comes with. And one of the nice features I like about all the Hawke scopes too is that they're very positive on the adjustment. When you guys, I just did a review of this recently, this marker, zeroing it for you guys using a ladder, right? In that video, I'm zeroing this marker. And like I said, the elevation and windage adjustments, guys, are super positive. You can hear every click. You can feel it as well, too. Just very, very well-made scope, the Hawke scopes are. Let's talk about price real quick. Well, hold on. How about I wait down until the end, okay? But I know some of you out there are already Googling this. But how about we wait for the prices at the end? Because I think this scope has a lot of value for the price, okay, guys? Fixed magnification, like I was telling you, 3x, and the other thing as well too is that it comes with the cap covers as well, guys. As well, as you see here, it comes with cap covers already. The only downside, well, let me get into the downsides in a bit, but one of the downsides of the scope is that it doesn't come with the scope mounts. So, like I said, I always like using the throw lever mounts, guys. Whether you find like some really nice ones, these ones are kind of just your run-of-the-mill real steel, but not overly priced. They're not the LaRue or anything like wild like that, okay guys? But you want to use a mid to high rise, right, mounts for your crossbow scopes, guys. And once again, the reason for that is because of obviously the line of sight with our paintball goggles and of course the air tank system. This one's really cool. It leaves us enough room here on our FS adjustable riser to mount a 45-degree mount with the red dot as I have on this marker. But that's kind of one of the cool things about having a crossbow scope. You can always pair it with a red dot as well too, guys, for the faster acquisition. Okay. Let's talk about the reticle real quick. So Hawke says that this is their MAP reticle, and I'm not exactly sure, guys, what MAP stands for, but like most fixed crossbow scopes, like I was telling you guys on my GPM or like DMM videos, okay, that for the fixed magnification scope, you want to use that on more of a GPM or like on a Salter type marker. Shoot, you probably could still run this on one of the SBM, the shorties, okay guys? Because They have good magnification. Typically, it's a 3x magnification like the Hawke scope here, or like a 4x magnification like the UTG one behind me. So that's like plenty of magnification for the paintball engagements that we normally go with, even out to 150 yards, right guys? 4x, 3x is plenty fine. But the problem, so let's go over the downsides real quick. One of the downsides with the MAP reticle in the scope is that it only has holds from 20 yards all the way out to 60 yards. Okay, guys? So unlike the variable speed scopes from Hawke, or even like the Killer Instinct, or some of the other variable speeds like the True Glow here, those scopes have holds all the way out to 100 yards. So from 20 all the way out to 100 yards. The fixed scopes, unfortunately, have a very limited range of holds. I don't know why. Maybe it's a crossbow thing. Maybe it's because of the fixed magnification thing, guys. That's something I would love to talk to these scope manufacturers about, but for whatever reason, the fixed magnification scopes only have limited holds. Okay. This reticle is kind of cool. It does have the brackets that I have talked to you guys about before to bracket like an animal target, right? A deer typically is what they recommend. But if you look at the 20-yard crosshair, 30, 40, 50 crosshairs on this reticle, it'll have 6-inch brackets separated. So 4 6-inch brackets with the crosshairs. And so what you can do, like I was telling you guys, because the average shoulder width of a male, a man-sized target is 18 inches, you can use, 3 of those 4 brackets to guesstimate, in essence, use it as almost a range device, a range-finding device, to range the distances at 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, guys? So that's kind of cool. That's built into this reticle. The other nice thing about the Hawke scopes, guys, like I always tell you guys, is that their glass is not a lot, but it's definitely clearer than all the other crossbow scopes that I have tested for you guys and done reviews on. Okay? So the Hawke definitely has an edge in just kind of overall quality with the, elevation and windage adjustments, the build quality, everything like snaps in place. It feels really solid. The caps snap in place. The glass clarity is, like I said, slightly to significantly clearer than some of the other scope options. Okay, guys? Now, let's talk about the cons, unfortunately, guys. So, like I was telling you guys, this is almost a near perfect crossbow scope for like a GPM or a Salter build, right? But it is lacking in some things, okay? First thing it's lacking, guys, unfortunately, is it doesn't have any illumination. So, they didn't decide to put, any type of illumination in this scope for whatever reason. Second is they, unfortunately, this is a big thing, guys, because unfortunately, as you guys are aware, crossbow scopes are built around a feet per second, right? It's meant for a specific crossbow scope speed, right? So, crossbows can fire their bolts at different speeds, and so the crossbow scope's reticle has to match that speed for the holds to be correct or accurate. And unfortunately, they built this crossbow scope at a 315 feet per second setting. So it's slightly faster than kind of what our markers are limited to, which is 300 feet per second. Okay, guys? And that is kind of where I say it's missing out on its near perfect thing, because granted, the illumination, that would be cool, a cool feature, but you really don't need it because of how clear the glass is, guys. But the fact that it's tuned at a higher velocity, the FSR, the first strike rounds, don't really follow the trajectory of the holds on the reticle as accurately as it could be if it was tuned at 300 feet per second, or if we could adjust it like the variable speed option scopes to a 300 feet per second, or like, dial in what our feet per second is on our markers, right, guys? And so guys, go check out that video where I zeroed this marker and using a ladder. But in the end of the video, I tested it kind of like a transition test for you guys, right? Where I shot 2 shots at 20 yards, and then I quickly tried to obviously transition to 60 yards using just the reticle holds and not using the adjustable riser to compensate, right? And so you'll notice that although I was able to do it fast in that video, the hold wasn't exactly the perfect, right? In that video, I had to tell you guys that I had to put the 60-yard crosshair above the man-sized target that I was aiming at, right? It was actually kind of like maybe a few inches above the target's head. Okay, guys, is where I was putting the crosshairs. And that is because of the feet per second difference, right? If it was shooting at 315, like if the marker was shooting at 315 feet per second, it would have been more spot on. I could have literally just aimed it at, you know, the center of that target, and the trajectory of the first strike round would have matched the reticle a lot more. But because the feet per second was a little bit slower, I had to compensate for that drop, right? Because it wasn't going to go as far. And so I had to aim a little bit higher. So yeah, I mean, if this thing was just tuned at 300 feet per second, it would be pretty much an ideal scope for a GPM or a Salter build, okay guys? What else? You know, besides the Illumination, besides, you know, not coming with scope ring mounts, those aren't too bad. But yeah, the huge one was just a feet per second. But like I said, you know, if you know, work with your scope, if you like, you know, continue shooting and testing with your scopes, you'll definitely be able to kind of figure out what your holds are for each of each of your markers, right, guys? And so you'll know, like, hey, you know, with this scope, with my marker setup, I have to hold it at a certain distance to achieve the hits that I want to hit, right? It's just doing a lot of testing, a lot of training to find your holds, okay, guys? Now, the price. This is kind of where this one is really good, guys, because these, I've seen these as low as $60 online. Normally, they're about $70 to $80, but like I was telling you guys, I've seen these as low as $60 online. And for a high-quality Hawke, you know, name brand, really clear glass, really well built, you know, adjustments are very freaking positive and very solid and very accurate too. You guys would notice in that video, I was just a few clicks down low my very first shot. I clicked it up 2 or 3 clicks, and it literally moved it right to where I was aiming. So unlike the Killer Instinct scope where the freaking adjustment is super like just mushy and just not very positive, the Hawke scope is very well built. So I think for a high quality scope like this that you can find for $60 or $70, I think that's a steal, guys. Okay, guys? So yeah, almost a near perfect scope, guys. Like I said, go check out that Zero video where I test the scope out. Very well made, very accurate in terms of its distance and its reticles. It just, the only thing that made it not score a perfect score for me, guys, is unfortunately the feet per second. But if you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Check you guys next time. Peace.